All right. It's live. It's live. What's going on, everybody? I appreciate you waiting in the chat. And oh damn, I see Cecil in the chat. I was like, Cecil in the chat and Cecil in here. Well, hello everyone. Again, welcome to the Akari Press channel. In case you are confused and wondering who I am, my name is Antonio Bryce. I am a comic book creator, the creator of the comic book series brand and its upcoming sequel brand, Way of the Gun, which will be launching here in a few days, actually. And
what day is that starting?
Most likely Friday, but maybe I might go Thursday or so. But yeah, I'm doing it right there at the end of the month. And yeah, because I'm setting it up now. That's why I've been doing the mailing list and all that kind of stuff. But man, Cecil, campaign cash grab, you've been killing the game. Welcome to the channel again. I know you've been here before, and
well, thank you for having me. Yes, cash grab is. I'm very happy. It's really took off, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, let's go back to the beginning, though. Let's go back to the beginning when this project was first announced. What was that, like 2 years ago, a year and a half?
Yes.
And you like obviously it was you and Nurkish,
right?
All that. So and then things happened.
Tim was the artist, and me and Nurkish were writing it.
And there was some art already completed on this, right? I saw some
couple pages, yeah.
Yeah. And they were fully colored and everything. I saw this. I was like, I remember, and it looked. Did you change the story from what you had originally intended?
Oh yeah, it has nothing to do with, like, not even. Cecil doesn't even look the same. The story's not the same. I just kept the name.
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, because I remember seeing a couple of those colored pages and everything. So I was like, oh, okay. But obviously I was really thrilled that you managed to bring it, because I remember you were talking about doing a book called Backstab.
Yeah. Maybe that'll be the sequel. It's really got nothing to do with them. Like I figured they were like, you could write the story. You know, Tim sent out a tweet and said that he relinquished control to, it's mine and they have nothing to do with it. So I was thinking about keeping the same story that we had already started, but then I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. So I just kind of sat on it for a year, came up with a whole new story that literally has nothing to do. The first story was me and Nurkish ran our detective agency.
Yeah, and I remember
Richard C. Myers was like someone tried to kill him, and we were trying to solve the crime. And it was pretty funny, but so we were running down like usual suspects, like Mark Wade, and it was gonna be like that. It
was like Gail Savone, Rifferman, right. Stuff like that. The thing was hilarious. I remember, some of the stuff that was getting shared in the private room. I was like, oh man, this is hilarious, and it looks like it's gonna be, obviously, things happened and it didn't pop off, but you got even bigger since then, because I was like, I remember going all the way back to the Diversity in Comics chats and seeing you pop up in there. You were always in the chats and stuff. I was kind of shy. I didn't,
I was around, not as a creator from the beginning, but I was around for Comicsgate as just a fan from the beginning. I was Zach's like 170th something sub. Like, right off the bat. I used to follow Captain Cummings.
Yeah.
He said, oh, check this guy out, he's my friend. And hopped over there, joined up with him. And I actually did a channel before Cecil Says, which was just kind of a clone of it didn't get any traction. It was a clone of Captain Cummings and Zach, and I have I don't know, probably 40,000 comic books. I have a pretty extensive library. I've read, I read, I don't know, 4 a day, 5 a day.
Yeah, trust me.
I know comic books. So I was like, but then I just realized I'm just a clone. I'm like, so then I started doing the Cecil skits and the Cecil stuff, and that seemed to get an audience. So I just nuked the other channel and just kept going with Cecil.
Well, yeah, I remember what was the diversity, inclusion, compassion, kindness, something, and you showed, I guess you were still living with your sister then, or before, and you had a shit ton of comics, man. I was like, I've probably got like 5,000. That's about, so it's I don't think I could compare, because I was looking, I was like, damn, he got everything, and it looks like your tastes in comics are varied. You just looks like you're into everything. I see some Conan stuff and all that. What kind of stuff are you into?
Everything. That's the whole thing. That's the problem. that's the problem. Like I'll pick up like literally like old Hanna-Barbera, old Disney, old 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, old Image, old anything. Underground comics. I have a couple full boxes of those old like smut comics from the 70s. Some of those are actually worth a lot of money, but I usually just give this shit away because I don't have time to sell it. What I usually do is I go to garage sales or whatever when the spring comes, and I don't do it like routinely. I just get very lucky actually. A few times I just pull in and I'll see a couple long boxes and I'll just be like, I'll take them all, sight unseen. I'm not going to go through them. Here's $20. Here's $50. And
I love it.
And I'll just pack them up and sometimes just open it at home and see what the hell I got.
Well, yeah. So that's the thing. Like when you would show some of those, I was like, man, this dude's got like everything. It's like, and it actually seems like one time I remember I told Zach, I was like, man, you just read everything. I feel like I'm not a good comic book fan. I read stuff, and a lot of times I stop buying single issues now. I just buy the graphic novels and stuff. It's just
Skits Comics says, thanks, John Carter from Mars. Oh, is there somebody in the chat name, or they say? Oh, no, okay, never mind.
I have no idea. There's so many people. I was like,
okay. John Carter from Mars with a question mark, and it's like, yeah, I have the entire run of Marvel's John Carter from Warlord, John Carter from Mars. I'm actually probably send that over to Zach since he's a huge John Carter fan.
He very much is. Yeah.
A lot of old Chris Claremont did some of them, and I just love all that shit, man.
So okay, so like I said, I was seeing you in the Diversity in Comics chat, and you just were popping up, and then obviously Ethan's channel, and I started seeing you were popping up, and your name, you were ringing out. I don't know how it just at that time. I don't think you were really. I mean, you had a channel, but it probably only had 100 subs. So it wasn't really taking off. But I kept hearing for whatever reason, the people kept going, hey, bring Cecil in, that kind of thing. And I don't know, how did you hook up with Nurkish? Because I remember watching like Cancer Cast and stuff like that, and you guys were streaming together.
How did me and Nurkish? I think Ethan did that. Because he was having a panel and he invited me on, and I didn't even have a computer. I just came on with a cell phone the first time, and I sounded like shit, and they were mostly yelling at me for sounding like garbage.
And the ice, I always remember the ice. Ethan yelling at you.
It's right here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for everybody who doesn't understand my voice. I got sick this weekend, and my fever just broke this morning. So I'm gonna have a little whiskey now, but this is medicinal, not to get fucked up.
Yeah. But yes,
people are like, oh, he's getting drunk. No, this is for my health.
But like I said, you guys were building an audience, and that's it just seems really grassroots to see how you started. Like, just at least me following you started in the Comicsgate community, and then
I started doing a parody of Zach, basically, because his was diversity and comics. So I was doing diversity. I was one-upping him. I was diversity, inclusion, compassion, kindness in comics. So that was, he's skittish about that. He's like, Zach doesn't like, Zach takes a long time to warm to you, and I'm not even sure if he's that warm for me as it is. But he's aware that there's a lot of crazy people on the internet, and he's like,
yeah, trust me.
So he's kind of like, this guy's fucking sending up a lot of fucking red flags. This guy's probably nuts. He's even said that back when I first started. He said the one person who scares me out of the whole fucking community is Cecil. But for some reason, Ethan kept coming on to my videos and leaving messages and being like, I want to have you on. I want to meet you. He'd leave a message like that. So then we follow each other on Twitter, and then he invited me on.
Yeah, I remember when you first started, like I said, you started popping up. And I don't, your experience might be a little different from mine. I remember when I first was on Ethan's channel, it was the first day, was August the 11th of 2018. That was my first appearance on Ethan's channel. And all of a sudden, you know, obviously we raised a lot of money that night for my comic, but it was like I got so many DMs and friend requests, and you know, it was like that. I didn't feel like it was real because I felt like, I don't know, they didn't really, you know, it was like a new toy or something. I felt like it was very surreal because I was like, why do these people want to talk to me? I have no idea. It was weird. I don't know how if your experience was different, because it just seemed like you just took the ball and ran with it. I even remember when you popped up, they started putting you on the High Council. And the High Council, I remember the original High Council was supposed to be Zach and Ethan and Jeff from World Class Bullshitters. Right. And then, yeah, like I said, you started popping up on there and you were pretty regular on that. And I was just like, damn, you just took the ball and ran with it. So you probably, I don't know, you seem to have more of an outgoing personality.
Well, that's what it is. Like, basically, I found an excuse to be, I don't usually drink like alone. Like, but if I'm bullshitting with, like just now, I could have had whiskey all day. My throat's been killing me. Would have been good to open but I won't drink alone. But now I'm talking to you, so I'm not drinking alone.
Well, this is true.
So this is just a way to enable my alcoholism. So Skate really helped me with that.
So, but I mean, I know you back a lot of books. That's why I was like, you were, there was, you back a lot of, you back a lot of these books, man. And I was like, I don't ever take that for granted because, you know, I just, I remember you told me, he was like, hey, I backed your book. It was good. And I was like, oh man, I was surprised by that because I don't know. I've had a lot of people, as I've tried to explain brand, they was like, oh, I don't think that's going to work. It's now that, you know, you have Kanan and the art's coming and this, and people see it now and they seem to grasp it's more of a visual concept. I think it works a little different visually because trying to describe it just sounds insane and nobody understands it. So it's but you know, I appreciated you taking that leap of faith and
oh, absolutely. In fact, today I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of books. I'm going on Indiegogo and I got about 5 or 6 I'm getting.
What are you recommending? Because I just had Joseph King on. He's got a book called Slaughter Squad. That one looks really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that actually. There's a handful I'm grabbing today. I gotta pick up Ethan's latest one.
Oh yeah.
What the hell was I looking? I got this one already. I gotta go through a bunch of. I just don't want to like. I see stuff ending, and I think one that I wanted to. There was somebody I wanted to. I saw it was ending today. So.
Was it Chaotic Flux? Or I think he's going tomorrow.
For Drawing Doom Fate, I'm getting you today. That's right.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah. So there's a, like I said, there's a lot of cool projects, and I've tried to showcase 1 or 2 of them here on my channel. What little good it might do.
I'm going to try to this month because I have 1 more month of the campaign, so I think I'm going to try to do live streams. A couple times a week and just have people to promote their campaigns. So once you get yours off the ground, I'll have you on.
Oh, that'll be sweet, man. I know it's like I've actually, listen, I've got a couple of appointments already. I know Raging Golden Eagle. He DM'd me. He was like, "Hey, come on." I've been on with him like twice already. So he's cool people.
He's got a campaign coming up too. I'm
definitely looking forward to backing that one. Yeah. So.
I was you says Cecil's voice sounds nasty when he's sober. No, I'm getting over an illness. I'm sorry. Thought I had the fucking coronavirus. Yeah. I was with not 1 but 2 separate people in the last 3 weeks that were in China.
Oh wow.
Yeah. One of them was a joint with it. I was like, this guy was he was doing more of like an engineering job. So I'm like, yo, he had. There was a woman who was more doing like office stuff and how to explain it. more financial. But the guy I know is more on the building side, so he was dealing with like dozens and dozens. So this guy is the guy that would have been fucking exposed. He comes back. I don't even smoke weed, and he's like pulls out a fucking blunt. I'm just like, I smoke weed with him. It was like 2 weeks ago too. And I'm just like, I know I just caught the corona fucking right.
Oh no, I was just, oh no, Cecil, you're a funny dude, man. I was like, but this is, let's see, I kind of want to. Let me see. There's so many questions I have to ask you because I've seen, you know, like I said, I like watching that mountain climb because what do you like it? Like 133, 134,000 right now on Cash Grab.
Let me check.
Yeah, killing the game. And
excuse me.
It's doing, you know, when you launched it, what was it? At least it was a little over a month ago when you launched it. Were you, because a lot of people thought when it was you and Nurkish together that it was gonna, you know, they was like, oh, this is clearly gonna be $100,000 campaign. They knew that. They was like, oh man, this is
right.
And you know, when obviously it's changed now, but it's still Cash Grab and you're still on it and it exploded. Yeah. So were you shocked by that or?
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't know what to expect. People were throwing numbers of over 100,000 at me, and I was just like, I'm like, I have 11,000 subs. I'm not Zach. I'm not Ethan. You know what I mean? You guys have 10 times, 10 times the fucking subs, 10 times the audience. I'm like, you know, you're overestimating. I'm around a lot, but I don't.
You get on them big channels, man. That's why I was like, dude. That's why I'm saying you've got yourself in a position where you can get on like a big channel like World Class Bullshitters. You can get on with Anna. Anna's got over 100,000 subs. You know,
I have to go. I kind of feel bad exploiting people, but I have invites from Doomcock. I'm going to take them up on that. And
what I'm saying, you should.
Jeff has invited. I'm going to see if I get on the High Council on Tuesday night. Yeah, people have, but I don't know. I feel kind of, but then fuck it. Why not? I would do it for them. That's the way I look at it also. So, you know, I wouldn't ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do.
But I mean, I was just, like I said, you have access. You're like the Godfather. You have reach. You can reach out to people because it just seems like you can get on. I'm surprised you're on like a channel like Razor Fist or something like that. I mean,
I did a stream with Razor Fist once.
That's what I see. There you go. and so that's why I was like,
we were arguing about Michael Jackson.
I came on the back end of that stream. I remember he was leaving, and I hopped on. I remember he was getting off, and then we had an interesting conversation about Michael. I was just like, yeah, it was on Ethan's channel. I remember I hopped on and he was getting off and everything. So it was just, but yeah, I don't even know if that stream's still up. I know Ethan's archived or took down some of those streams.
I don't know. That's a funny one. I was really annoying him, but he was a good sport. He was laughing.
Yeah, he seems like I started watching. He did all these long Michael Jackson videos. You know, one of them's like 50 minutes long. I was like, you know, I sit there and I was fascinated. This dude was pulling everything. He was pulling up court documents and all this. I was like, wow.
Well, it's easy to defend, and it's, you know, because if you're like, well, here's the thing. Here's my theory. Everyone who's making an accusation is a liar and for the money, and you have no video evidence. And it's like, well, yeah, then you win. Like, that's your whole argument is everybody is lying. How can I prove that they're not? You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just like, hey, man, I like Michael Jackson. I'm like, I would never fucking let him watch my kids.
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't something like your common, like, fine. Could I throw him in jail? No, but you know, can your common sense fucking take over for a moment? Yeah, I understand there are people going to be fans and be like, hey, man, he was set up. And maybe he was. I'm not trying to fucking condemn the guy. I'm just saying there's, you know, if that guy doesn't set off your red flags, like, what will? Like, if that doesn't send off a warning, like, oh, I'm 50 years old. I just put an amusement park in my backyard. Yeah. Like, oh, really? I like to have sleepovers with kids. It's like, oh, it's like, you know, like there's a couple warning signs.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that would make me.
Maybe he was innocent. You know, fine. He's a dead guy. I don't want to fucking, you know. And if he was innocent, then that's terrible. But
you know,
and I hope he was innocent. I hope no one was molested. I'm not like.
Did you watch the documentary, both parts of it? Because I watched both parts of it. I watched it a couple times actually. Because I was like, it was the Leaving Neverland. That shit was a horror show. It was like watching Jason and Freddy Krueger and stuff. And I was just,
yeah. I mean, that stuff can lead you. I get it, but I mean, I don't know. I don't even need to see the evidence. I could just be like, this guy put in like if the 50-year-old guy down the block from me bought an ice cream truck and puppies, and he walked around in a band leader uniform with a chimpanzee, I'd be like, stay away from that guy.
I was just like, yeah, like there was horrific stuff in that documentary, but yeah, it was just but I thought Razorfist did some good videos on it, so I was like, I subbed to the channel. I was like, and then
he's much smarter than me, so he was fucking running me in circles. I was just fucking, you know.
No, it's the same, but hey, when you dig in, Cecil, that was the thing, man, because it's the same shit like when we were streaming.
His passion, like he's passionate about it, and I really don't care. Like, you know what I mean? So I was just breaking his balls. I'm like, yeah, he did it, you know, like that would be my comeback. Yeah, but he raped those kids.
Oh man. No, but like even like Dave Chappelle talked about some of the stuff in the documentary and stuff. Like I said, it's really creepy, some of the stuff that you would hear in that stream. But I like Razorfist's content though. He talks about like Star Trek and shit like that, and so I don't
he had a good series. I think it got taken down though on Deep Space Nine.
I think some of it has been taken down because I would hear it. That's what I'm still trying to learn YouTube, because sometimes I've had just a snippet of music and all of a sudden I get a message, I get an email. You know what I'm saying? And then I see other channels and they can play full songs and stuff and they get away with it. And I was like, I don't understand the rules sometimes. Because I was like, man, I just played I played like 20 seconds of a song, and within an hour after I signed off the air, I got a copyright thing from YouTube. So
Did you ever get the ability? You had your streaming ability taken away for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, well,
because of porn somebody put up.
Yeah, well, that was when we still had the Hangouts. Okay, so I was a dumbass and I did a screen share. It was me and Jamal Baraka, and I did a screen share. And what I didn't know is that the URL at the top of the screen, if someone is patient enough, I guess they can do the screen grab and then they can just type that in and come in. So that person came in and blocked me and kicked me out of my own stream and had porn on this. And everybody was like, they said, the chat was laughing. They were like, what's going on? This naked chick's on the screen. And I heard some dude, like, you can go back and hear it because even though it was taken down, I could go in my control panel. I could still hear it. And some idiot was laughing and stuff. And he was like, oh, some guy trolling you. I was like, that dude really fucked me over, though, because he just really, I understand a joke or whatever, but damn, he really caused some drama. And I had to, talk to YouTube and, oh, man.
Well, yeah, I warned Ethan a couple times because he likes to drop the link into the chat and just, and I'm like, you got to watch because someone's going to come on there and put porn on real quick or something. And then he was like, no one's going to do that. And then the other day that happened to Peter Samedi.
My channel's been attacked at least 3 times. The one where I had like 300 videos mass flag, I never got those videos back. Fortunately, I had a couple of people that watch and they had archived the Anaceni interview. And then I got the Steve Englehart interview back, and then I got the Sanford Green interview back. So I was like, those videos got flagged. Although they had some sentimental value, there's not much smoke. It's just good to have that content. But it was real crazy, and it was like, I was someone flagging Tony, and it was like it was right around the time when it was I was still doing Sexy Party with Sashi, and it was like, because I would get people coming to my chat, and there would be people that either hated Nurkish or they hated you, or it was like I was getting caught in the middle of it. I was like, damn,
hey, what? That's it.
It was crazy. It was like I just couldn't believe. I was like, I'm not involved in any of this shit. And I'm like, yeah, I stream with Sashi, but damn, I'm not involved in it. And I remember you asked. I always appreciated that you were like, hey, if you're doing this to fuck with Antonio or whatever, you think this is what I want, please don't bother them. And I was like, I appreciate you saying.
I don't do the guilt by association, you know.
Yeah,
you can be friends. I would warn people. I'm like, listen, well, you know, some people I'm just like, I don't need to warn you away from them. Once you're friends with them for a certain amount of time, they'll figure it out on their own. You know what I
mean? Yeah, trust me. Well, it was strange for me because it was like, you know, there were people I was cool with, and then like all these like little fractures and stuff within Comicsgate started happening, and it was strange, you know, because you know I used to talk to Mike all the time. I used to talk to Edwin. You know, Doug, Doug got mad at me.
I did. I was on, you know, those guys' shows all the time. Like, yeah, you don't have to explain it to me.
Yeah, we were all on the Earth. That was so weird. We were all on the Earthworm Gym launch last. You know, it's like it was me, you. It was Kanan came on, Mike came on. It was Ethan popped on because I remember I sent Ethan the link because Ethan was in the chat and I was like, I got it, and I sent him the link and all this kind of stuff. So we were, you know, it's just crazy. But then stuff started. I don't know, certain things started happening, and I would have some conversations with Doug, and we weren't on the same page. And you know, he went his way, and I went mine. You know, it was just easier to just be like, okay, Doug, I just don't agree with you on that.
Yeah, you know, I think it's just like people who spent their entire lives in the creative medium are not. They can't. They spend a lot of time by themselves. They spend a lot of time working on things, and they have a hard time, like, I don't know, interacting. There's an awkwardness to like artists and creators and stuff. Like, I'm a creative person, but I've been kind of forced my whole life to be in the business world. So, you learn. But now, you know, now I see people. I'm like, you're just doing shit for spite. For like only in like the artistic world is that like a real thing. Like I've been in situations where I've seen people fuck each other like you wouldn't believe, like mercilessly, but it was because there was a payday. They were competing for something.
Almighty dollar.
Now it's somebody's like, I want to fucking take this guy's campaign down. I want to ruin him. I want to make sure he has why. It's like, I don't like him. It's like, but what do you get out of it? It's like nothing. It's like, so you're totally doing this just for that's not the way the rest of the world operates. Like, nobody does shit like that just for, you know, unless it's like a romance or something like where you want revenge. Like, nobody just tries to destroy someone's career just because it's like, I don't like his channel.
Well, you're you know, since you mentioned it, your campaign for Cash Grab got targeted. It got people were trying to take it down. I know Preston Poulter Preston Poulter and Doug was openly cheering them on, and openly, you know, sending out tweets saying, "Yeah, thank God some people are standing up." Like, okay, fuck you. Yeah, I was. That was a little.
Guess what? No one tried to take him down. That's the whole thing. The Comicsgate people, that's not the way we operate. You know, the anti-Comicsgate, they don't mind trying to, like, if we wanted to knock Doug out, Kickstarter has like the strictest rules for like homophobic and we could have. Nobody wants to. Like, I don't want him to have his campaign taken off. I don't want it, you know what I mean? No one's trying to get his shit done. But he has no problem with no fucking thought, you know, cheering Edward on, cheering Preston on. Yeah, take him down. That's a piece of shit.
Well, there was
saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't even think like what suppose I did get him taken on. What do I win? Do I get a prize? Do I get a lollipop? I get nothing. I just hurt a guy. He's an asshole, but he's still, you know, that's not enough.
He sent out a tweet the other day about Richard, and that really threw me off. And I was like, because you know, I remember listening to you stream, and you were talking about people that he gave art to. I'm one of those people. He gave you art.
People are like, hey, but he was nice to me. And
he gave Richard art. Richard bought both of his books. I've never heard Richard say a cross word about Doug Tenable.
He never did. He only said bad things about Kickstarter because guess what? Kickstarter fucking tried to end him. It tried to end his thing, and it has a czar over there that's against Comicsgate. So he didn't say anything against Doug. He said something against Kickstarter. Doug got offended on behalf of fucking Kickstarter and called Zach a cunt. It's like, fuck you. Like, that's how fucking, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't even attack Doug. He was criticizing Kickstarter. And because Doug had a campaign on Kickstarter, he fucking took offense and had to fucking call Zach a cunt. Fuck that guy, honestly.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that. I was shocked.
I wouldn't want to do anything to fucking, to try to deplatform or do anything like that. But I mean, I'll stay away from him, and I'm not going to buy any fucking of his shit. But I would not. What would I win if I was like, oh, I got him off of that, or I got him off like nothing? You know what I mean? He's still a guy with a family. I don't want to fuck him up. But these guys, they don't think like that. They're like, they don't want to fuck them up. We want to end their ability to make a living. And it's like, how are you any different than the SJWs then? What is the difference?
Oh God, no, you're speaking a lot of truth there. But it's one of the things because I just I actually talked to Mike. I hadn't talked to Mike in months because some shit happened last year. They had people thought, oh, you stopped talking to Mike because of Comicsgate. It had absolutely nothing to do with it. And Mike knows this because when Elliot was someone that kept encouraging me, he's like, hey man, squash this. You and Mike were friends. Let's talk. And Mike, something happened, and I got mad at Mike, and I stopped. I didn't talk to Mike for like about 6-7 months, and then it was like right there in December. Elliot, me and Elliot would talk on the phone, and he'd be like, "Hey man, talk to Mike, man. Let's try to, because Mike didn't understand what was going on, and he had a video chat going, and it was me, Elliot, and Mike, and I talked to Mike, and I explained. I was like, "Look, you did this, and you did this, and this is why I got upset at you, and such, and we kind of, squashed it. And then I thought he was going to go in a new path. And then I start seeing all this, the book burning and all it. I was like, okay, Mike. and it was really confusing for me because I was just like, I don't know. I'd like to get along with everybody, but it doesn't seem like that's a perfect, that's not going to happen.
Well, that's the other thing. It's like this, Comicsgate is so big now. When you look at, how big Zach and Ethan's channels are with over 100,000, you're talking about tens and tens of thousands of people. And it's like, you're not supposed to get along with that many people. It's okay.
That's true.
Like, it's okay not to get along. Like, it's perfectly fine. You don't have to fucking burn it all down once you're like, hey, you know what? I realize I don't get along with Cecil, or I don't get along with Ethan, or I don't. So you know what? Burn the whole movement down. It's like, well, or you could just, talk to the other fucking 48,000 fucking 998 people in it and ignore those two. But no, it's like they have this like, well, I don't agree with you on everything, so burn your fucking movement down. I mean, that's even what Mike was doing. It's like they looked at Comicsgate for as a way of like, this is a refuge for conservative Christians that are being attacked by SJWs, and it is. But it's not only that; it's for anyone that's being attacked by SJWs, even LBGT, anybody that's been attacked by SJWs, conservative Christians, gays, anyone who's been attacked. Because if you're a gay who disagrees, you're under attack. If you're a liberal, Donald DeLay is a liberal. He was under attack for just saying, "I don't think Zach's a Nazi."
That's a controversial statement, apparently.
Comicsgate is not for anybody except for people who are, they're trying to fucking find a safe fucking place where they can fucking do business and have friends away from SJW attack. They thought it was, if it's only for conservative Christians that are attacked by it, they're welcome. They're very welcome because anybody who's under attack is welcome, but it's not only you. And they were just like, well, we didn't know these other people were going to be here. Well, we got to weed them out. And it's like, no, you can get along with everybody or get the fuck out. And they chose fucking B.
Oh God, oh man. So yeah, this is it's like a therapy session. Being able to have this conversation. But no, man, I've seen so much stuff, and I'm like, it's someone put it to me. It's like it's not so much if they win, they just want to make sure you lose.
Yes, right. Even though it does nothing, it doesn't put a dime in their fucking pocket. It doesn't put a fucking piece of food on their fucking dinner table. But they get the warm satisfaction of wrecking you. Like, I'm sorry, as much as I hate Doug, and maybe I'm never hate him, but I fucking, as much as I dislike him, I would not get a warm feeling by seeing him fucking having a hard time feeding his family. You know what I mean? Sorry, but
yeah, I'm just saying I want everybody to eat. I don't want that, but
exactly.
But I was very, when I've had my little disagreements with Doug, I was very honest with him on the way, like when he did that video and he was talking about Kelsey and stuff. I thought that shit was weird, man. I was honest with him, it just, I thought that was weird because I was like, Kelsey colored your book, and it just seemed strange to me, and I was honest with him. I mean, but that's one of those situations where we just kind of, okay, I don't agree with you, and we just had to, do what we do. So
listen, a lot of those guys were. I mean, it started. Listen, Kelsey was one of the guys they tried to cancel. Fucking, he said somebody called George. I forget that guy's name, Papadopoulos.
Oh yeah.
Somebody said they called him a pussy, and then Kelsey just jumped in on the chat and didn't even know what the fuck they were talking about, and he just wrote in the chat, "I like pussy."
That situation was strange.
And then Edwin contacted Mitch to let him know that is this a person you want to be involved with, and this could ruin your deal with whatever Walmart or I'm sorry, where I don't know where they're going, but giving them the fucking the concern troll, like, hey, this could be a big problem. Like, fucking Kelsey, that's who you want to fight. What, Edwin? What do you get? What is your big prize if they decide you're right, Edwin? We got to fucking end this guy and our relationship with him. He's off the project. What do you win? The fucking warm feeling of having a master of the fucking art of comics out of another job.
It's like
this fucking
I would
assholes. Just fucking.
Yeah, I would really like to
assholes. Preston, these people are fucking pieces of shit. Sorry.
I would really like to sit down with
I know my voice is hoarse today. I've had a fucking cold for days. Sorry.
But no, I love Kelsey, and I would really like to sit down with Edwin, because it almost seems like it's another Edwin. And I don't know. I know Edwin listens sometimes, so I'm like, Edwin, sometimes it seems like you're not the same person.
Listen, he might, and this is total speculation, but he might have fucking, I don't know. It definitely doesn't seem like the same guy. So, maybe he's off his meds. I don't fucking know. But it's weird to want to destroy somebody for saying, I like pussy. He didn't even say anything bad against the guy.
Yeah, it was just a joke. I don't know.
Do you want to be associated with a person who would say something so controversial? That's not a controversial statement. Everybody likes pussy.
Yeah. Even right here. But no, that's the thing. And I've had, we've streamed with Edwin dozens and dozens of times and all this, and he's helped me, and Mike helped me, and I'm just at a place where I'm like, I don't quite like the way you're moving. I don't know if I can agree with that. I mean, but I don't know. I would need to have a conversation so that I can figure out where we at least have common ground still, if that makes sense. It's
not fun to always be mad at somebody, but like, hey, if you're out of Comicsgate, then stop fucking standing in the lobby and fucking just throwing stones all day long. Although I see Mike kind of like left, and I give him props for that. If he's leaving and he left, that I haven't heard from him in a couple of days, that's fine. Like, yeah, if you're out, then be out. There's plenty of fucking places to go. But there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I hate Comicsgate. And it's like, and then there's fucking 300 fucking tweets a day about how much I hate Comicsgate. And it's like,
yeah, there's a big group of those people. And
what are you doing? You're just standing in the lobby of Comicsgate. Fucking, we got it. In case we all know you don't like it. What the fuck are you doing? You're just like, it's fucking weird. I'm like, there's a bunch of things I don't like, and I just like, I don't click on it.
But yeah, that's the thing, because we're not
knitting Twitter, right? There's probably a whole fucking community of knitting Twitter that I'm not aware of because I don't like knitting. I don't go on knitting Twitter every day and fucking tell everybody for fucking 12 hours straight that I'm not into knitting and I don't like knitting.
Well, yeah. Well, one of these people, there's a list of them, but one of them, they were going, they go at Ethan every day. You see them, they got the dogs in there.
It's their fucking life. It's weird. There's things you don't like. Do you go on every day for 12 hours to fucking tell that person? They got it. They got it from the last 30 days. No, the last 90 days. No, the last year of every day you fucking saying it. They got the message.
I was having it was a couple months ago. I was having a little disagreement with one of these people, and she was like, I don't have that much. She said, I don't have that much free time on my hand. And I went on her timeline, and every other it was so many tweets about Ethan and comments. I was like, you seem like you got a lot more free time on your hands than I do. And I was like, damn, if I spent that kind of time with my phone in my hand, just constantly droning on and on and on and on. We get it. Move on.
Here's the thing. How much fucking what did this person do to you that you can now do 20, 30 fucking tweets a day for a year? Nothing. What did they actually do to you? They couldn't even fucking put it into words. What did Ethan do to you? All right. What did Edwin do to me? Edwin literally tried to end a fucking campaign, get me thrown off something that's made me $130,000. Guess how many fucking tweets I put out about it? 6, maybe, that's it. I said it. Everybody knows it. I'll mention it when it comes up. That's it. That's a guy who tried to take a fucking $100,000 from me. I don't have that much fucking anger. I can't even stay angry that long. These people are mad for fucking 24/7 for years, and they couldn't even put into words what Ethan did to them.
I don't know.
What did he do? Oh, I disagree with him. I don't like him. That's it.
It was
try to fucking take $100,000 from you? No. Well, then shut the fuck up.
Well, it was weird. I had Ethan was going to the fulfillment center. It was a couple months ago. He was driving to sign comics and stuff. And we were texting, and he just called because he was like, "Look, I'm texting you." He's like at the stoplight. He's texting me. He was like, "Let me just call you so we can talk, so I don't have to, because he said it's not safe to be driving texting." So I was like, "Okay." So he called me, and I talked to him, and we just, we was just chopping it up, man. And I, talking to some of what came up is like talking about this obsessive behavior. Ethan, I don't know. I think Ethan, people feel like they really know him, and then if he don't give them that same energy, then they turn. It's like a Bruce Banner Hulk. They just turn, and all of a sudden he becomes their everything. I'm gonna destroy you. I'm gonna burn everything down. Cyberfrog's over. I'm gonna your subs, everything. They just don't. They don't care about him, his family, his kids. None of that.
That's what it is when. You're right. There's a weird thing that happens. If you paid attention with somebody, you said hello to them a couple times, and then you stop, not because you don't like them or have any problem, but just because you have 133,000 fucking subs, and so you start paying attention to some people. You have to bounce around. I'm kind of in a sweet spot at fucking 10,000. No one gives a shit if I don't. There is a certain nobody really hates me or wants me dead. The fucking meanest anybody's ever been to me is fucking Doug and Edwin, former friends. Nobody else would give a shit if I don't answer their fucking. I do get a ton when I go into my DMs. It's just it would take me a day. So when people don't hear from me for a couple of days, I'll get to you. But sometimes I look at that shit and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm shocked how many I get. It's like I was like, oh my God, people are DMing me, and then I'm getting emails, and I was like,
well, if I don't respond, no one is like, I want fucking Cecil dead. But if you're big enough, if you're Zach or or Ethan or these other bigger channels or a Tug or Yellow, I'm sure they get well then fuck you then, you know what I mean? It's a weird thing. It's like, oh. No one, so I'm kind of in a sweet spot, where no one, if I didn't respond, they're just like, oh, that's fucking Cecil. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
but they get really upset if you don't get a response or you don't, continue a relationship with the bigger guys because it's weird. It's such a small world. It's like to consider these guys big guys or celebrities. It's like, In what? In crowdfunding comics on YouTube? Like, there's no perspective in life. It's like, this is just, it's a hobby. It's like, relax. This guy has a life, family, kids, both of them. Like, not everybody could get back to you. Like, fucking relax.
Yeah, because I was like, dude, trust me. Like, say if I announce something, I put it out, all of a sudden, I get all these, hey, Antonio, I just saw you announce this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting all these messages, and I'm like, I don't. And then sometimes you answer, and then the person comes, and they really want to have a conversation, and I don't have time to have a conversation. I was like, yeah, man, it's gonna launch on this, and then they were like, hey, do you like soccer? I watched it, and they was like, and they want to have a full conversation, and I was like, I feel bad because I don't have time. I was like, I don't have time to have a real conversation. And I had it, and it's all dudes. It's never chicks. I was like, I always say, hey, if you're hot chick, slide in my DMs. I'm there for you all day, baby, please. But like 40-year-old dudes, man, and they're like, hey, Antonio, I saw this comic, and it's really SJW. Do you want to do that? And I'm like, well, and I mean, I've had people. I had a guy, and he wrote me, and he was telling me that he loved me, and I was like, it was. I was like, thank you, but I don't know how to respond to that. It was weird because I was like, thank you. I don't know what. I was like, you love me.
I love you too, you jerk.
It was straight, and there was a guy, and he was a mod on a bunch of our channel. He was mod on Ethan's channel. He's mod on my channel, and he fell out with Ethan, and then all of a sudden I'm a bad guy, and it was just all this kind of stuff happened. And I remember he had sent Ethan a comic book, and he was like, "Send me my comic book back, Ethan." I was just like, and he emailed me a couple weeks ago, and he was just it seemed like, I don't know if he was drinking, because I know when we were cool, he used to drink a lot, so it made me, I was like, okay, he was probably drinking. But he sent me a message at like 3:00 in the morning, and it was weird. And then I wrote him back, and then he wrote me back, and then and all of a sudden it was like 12 messages going back, and I was just like, dude, all that stuff that happened, you kind of handled that the wrong way. I wish you would come more. No, this is you guys, you're all going down, blah, 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 blah. You, Ethan, all you guys, blah, blah. He just going on. And I was like, oh God, this is crazy. I was like, because he used to be one of the faithful. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what happens if they feel like they're being ignored or neglected. I need whiskey.
Yeah, I just but that's the thing.
I'm 3 glasses of whiskey in, so
oh shit, get it, man.
Starting to stray from the medicinal value and get into the other part.
But I remember I actually went to Zach, and I was like, hey man, I'm a little concerned, because I actually asked Ethan. Too, and Ethan told me, he was like, dude, you have a right to maintain some level of privacy. That's one of people used to send me Facebook friend requests, which I still get them, but I don't get as many as I used to now, because I just stopped taking them, because I took some. They were just fans, and they added me on Facebook, and then there was like a picture of my niece, and this guy put like a real creepy thing on a picture of my niece, and I was like, okay. That's my baby girl right there. I love that girl. Please don't do any weird stuff like that when you don't know us. And that was strange. So
well, what it is, it's people hear you all the time, and you think you know them. I mean, I do that with people I listen to all the time. They're like, oh, I know, but you don't know them. It's like, if there's somebody you listen to all the time, you're like, oh, you almost think you know them, but you don't.
Yeah, because I was just like, Ethan was like, yeah, man. He's like, just be nice and be professional. And he's like, but you have a right to have like a private Facebook and stuff like that. And I said, oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's why Zach stopped streaming. It's just
yeah. Trust me, when the conversations I had with him, he really gave me a lot of good advice, because he was telling me about people that had kind of stalked him and shit. And it was just
in the chat just wrote, "You are not going to ignore me, Cecil."
Oh no. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Sorry.
And
I tried there too. And Dino Palacio, he's probably insulted me. No.
Yeah. I don't know. But you have a lot of you obviously have a lot of love in the chat. Cecil is love.
Cecil is
Cecil is love, Cecil is life.
Honey Thunder.
Hell Cult Gang. But I just you've been here, obviously. Like I said, I've been here, in the community, just chilling and watching, and like I said, I've watched how you move and your social status, and you just do your thing. I mean, you never created a comic. Obviously, I had never created a comic book before either, but you never created a comic book, and you just blew it out the park.
Listen, Zach, not Zach. Ethan was he was the one who put me, Tim Lim, and Nurkish together. He was like, you three should do a comic. He fucking did it and was like, now do it. Like, he made that happen. And it fell apart because of a lot of I'm still not exactly sure why, but there was ego involved. And then he was the one who made me really. I mean, a lot of people were asking me to do it, but Ethan really kind of forced my hand. He's like, no, you got to do it. On my own, I probably wouldn't have done it. So I owe Ethan a lot because he made this happen. Because I was fine to just fuck around online, but it's fun and it's going to be good. It's going to be a couple books now. It's going to get pretty insane. Also, I want to show. Hold on. Did you see the centerfold that Kelsey did?
I did, but I do want to show that. Hold on, let me get the super chat right quick. Let's see. How are you doing, Antonio? I recommend backing Cash Grab, which I did. Paying for nothing has never felt so great. Hell to the chat. I backed. I bought the whole thing with the with the Dirtworm Doug. With the little book and everything. Oh, okay. Here's the lovely Anna, who I worship her from afar. This is it's going to be in the middle of every Cash Grab. It's going to be a pull-out centerfold poster. Although people are now asking me to make it an actual poster that they could buy, like a roll-up poster. I got to talk to Anna. I mean, I don't want to. Yeah, she's okay with that. But yeah, this is going to be a centerfold in every issue of Cash Grab. So I'm very much looking forward to because again, it'd be nice if I could get Anna to sign mine, but.
Well, that was the other thing I was saying. I wanted to do 100 of them.
Did she sign?
Where she signs, and she was giving me resistance, so I don't want to. Yeah, also, Blockheads. Hi, Blockheads. Blockheads made the man. Those the.
I'm a big fan of Blockheads. He was in my chat a couple weeks ago. I remember I said it because I really like what the different little figures he did a Dark Santana, and it was really cool. And I was just like, yeah.
Excuse me. Shit. Sorry for coughing on your stream here.
I was like, no, dude, you're doing great, man. The chat's loving it. So,
more whiskey.
But
so he did 2 series of Cecil doll figures, but they're plastic. They're like hard plastic, not paper. He did 24 of the first series, which is like the outfit worn on the cover of the book. Shit, no, I'm gonna have a coughing fit.
All right. Well, let me see. Let me see. Get the Kelsey Shannon cover of Cash Grab. Kelsey is badass. I love Kelsey.
More whiskey.
So
he just put out another 24 he did a Cecil in his underwear. 24 of them. 2 hours they sold out. $100 each. 2 hours. So. And this guy's great. He's like, I don't want anything. I'm like, yeah, I gotta fucking pay you, pal.
Yeah, that's. I've had people send me.
Right is right, But yeah, it's he's awesome. He's like a huge supporter of Comicsgate and just has always been around. And I appreciate you, Blockheads. But yeah, people love that stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Blockheads. I think he's talented.
Yeah, he makes those. Like I have one on my desk right here from like one of his original.
Yeah, I saw it. It was one of the horror ones. I thought it was cool, man.
Yeah.
It's just I really dig what he does because I like those those Funko Pops. Yeah. I don't know. Some people think they're the devil, but I like those little Funko Pops. And
this is by someone asked if Anna drew this. No, this is Kelsey Shannon did this.
The great Kelsey Shannon, yes.
The great Kelsey Shannon. Anna is doing a card, another another stretch goal got unlocked, which is the Jack Show trading card set. So it's each of us are going to do like a self-portrait card. So it's Ethan, John, Anna, me, and Kelsey, and on the back will be our superpowers and whatever.
Well, I wanted to ask you about the Jack Show because that's another thing right there. Because how did you guys come up with that idea? Because that thing's taking off, and it's like that. Y'all, I've been in the chat a lot of times when y'all are streaming. Y'all get, and I mean, it'll be like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Y'all get good numbers. So how do y'all make that happen?
I gotta go back. A lot of time people ask me for like Cecil lore and stuff, and I don't do apple juice. It's no pretend drinking when I'm on these streams. A lot of times when I say like I blacked out, and sometimes people take the streams down because shit got a little too nuts.
Yeah, so trust me.
People are telling me things about, remember that streamer who did that and blah blah blah, and I'm like, no fucking idea. No, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. So, but John doesn't drink. John is even Anna will drink and Kelsey will drink, but John's like the historian on the Jack Show. I have I think it was on my channel, the first one where we just kind of like had like an open thing where I was sending invites to people in the chat, like, I'll send you got, and we had the 4 of us on, and it was just really fucking funny. And then someone at the end of that chat was like, we should do this again. And I was like, all right, let's do it next Thursday. And we did it the next Thursday, and then we're like, someone, I don't even know who came up with Jack, but that was, our names. And we're like, let's do it every Thursday. It was like that. It was totally organic, totally, but we just got along. We had good chemistry. And I would say 4 very different people.
Absolutely.
Like there's nothing, there's not much in common. I mean, with John and Kelsey, they're artists, but John's a married guy. Kelsey's a single guy living in the swamps of Louisiana. Like there's not a lot of overlapping going on, but we all get along really well. And we like, for some reason it works, and people, yeah, we get, over 1,000 people,
yeah, trust me, I'll be seeing
more, live, and usually they usually end up with like 9,000-10,000 views, and it's it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the Jack Show took on a life of its own.
6-hour live stream to get that many views is crazy.
Ooh. But I mean, a lot of times, one thing I've noticed because I used to not give a shit about like algorithms and all this kind of thing. Like you do the algorithm, you look on your streaming numbers and you see like when did it dip, when did it drop off or whatever. And you guys seem to maintain a consistent number. You
never know when anything's gonna fucking happen. It's like who's gonna get loaded and start just acting like a fool. Well, usually it's me, but you never know. It could be somebody else too. It's worth sticking around. People are like, I want to click off. I'm fucking dying. I have to sleep in 2 hours, but I can't click off.
Well, there was a stream you took down last year, and if I'm not mistaken, because I heard some of it, I went back to try to get the rest of the stream, and you had taken it down. But I believe Kelsey had spilled the tea on the Expendables thing on the air.
Yeah.
And you took it down, but it was some of the stuff he was saying. It was so funny, and then I was like, man, I gotta go back and listen to the rest of that. And it was like, oh, this has been removed.
Kelsey's like, I'm not supposed to say this, but I'm working with, say a writer, and they'd be like, what? And then like the other person would send me a DM immediately, like, please take that down. Yeah, he's just like, when he gets wasted, he's just like blabbering, So am I. So, shit, I gotta drink more whiskey.
But so you've done what, almost 134,000. It's pretty clear. I figure by the time you shut this thing down, I'd be shocked if you don't hit maybe 150, 160, maybe some people have said even $200,000 on this thing.
Keep going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, yeah. Are you gonna do more books?
Oh, definitely.
Okay. Any ideas that you have that I can steal from you?
I want to. Well, the end of this book is like a shocker, so I can't give the whole premise of the next book is the last page of this book.
Oh, so you're gonna.
It's gonna be a yeah. I don't want to wreck it, and believe me, I want to. It's funny, so I want to wreck it because I want to tell it. I hate having a joke that I can't tell, but
so I'm gonna let me get this.
It's good. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna have everything. It's gonna have like aliens and yeah.
Okay. How many pages is Cash Grab? How many pages is it?
It's scheduled for 48, but I'm probably gonna go over. Plus, I'm adding at 150. I'm going to add a whole bunch of fan art pages, and if I do better than 150, I might even add a separate fan art book.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because if you follow my account on Twitter, you know that I get over the last few years, I just get shit ton of I don't know, people like doodling fucking Cecil.
Yeah, you have a lot of that's
not always flattering, but it is always good.
Well, some of that shit has me dying though. I love some of it. You got some really talented like ink spot. I'm a big fan of ink spots, and
he calls me with like 5-inch nipples and then they're fucking vile pictures, but everybody loves them.
Yeah, let's see. Charlie's London. She's for £1.99, and she says, "What advice would you give to someone starting out?"
Is that for me or for you?
I would assume it's for you, but
I'm somebody starting out. What the fuck do I know? Do a lot of live streaming. Get known in the community, which you're already doing. You're doing everything. Like we know exactly who you are. You're asked to go on other people's streams when you have something. Actually, asked to go on people's streams before you have something, so people know you before you have something to sell, because sometimes it just feels like a sales pitch. But people know you, Charlie. You're kind of doing everything right. You're getting known in the community. You support projects. You're very supportive. You started your own show doing the UKCG. Really, you could be giving advice as to what to do because you're doing it.
Well, yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I would also say, like, if you're going to crowdfund something, before you just launch, set up that mailing list, do the pre-launch page, and set that up so that like when you're like on Twitter and stuff, that you can share that and get people, like obviously people already like you. So it's like, hey guys, I'm about to launch this book in a couple months. Here's the mailing list, all that kind of stuff. Because yeah, I've been really excited about the response to the Way of the Gun mailing list. I've got a couple hundred people on there already. I was surprised. I didn't know how it was going to go. And
Inkspot says 4-inch nipples are his jam.
Yeah.
Mark Pengrin says Cecil Jim Rugg liked the Cecil figure post on the Blockheads Instagram. Very interesting. That is interesting because they blocked me, and I was a big promoter of their channel. I still like it, but they have cartoon kayfabe.
Yeah, and I
they did
a lot of people, didn't he?
They did a mass block of Comicsgate. And I think that's probably because they're both doing big projects on Marvel. But I hear them, but also like we definitely talked them up.
Yeah, oh yeah. Zach that's the reason I found the channel. I heard Zach talking about it and I went and checked him out. And I was already with the guy Ed, I was already following him on Instagram. And I thought, when I heard about this mass blocking, and so I did like a couple test comments, and so far I am not blocked, but who knows, that might change. You never know.
I was RU says low key Ed Piskor is Zach's insider at Marvel. Okay, I'll keep that under my hat. Maybe that's why he blocked him just as a show. Okay.
Oh god. Do you care that Dan DiDio is not at DC anymore?
Well, I understand that people like Dan. I know that Ethan does, and who else worked over? I think even Kelsey and the DC guys, and he's probably a really nice guy, but I mean, he got you were in charge during the demise of DC Comics. I mean, how you kept your job this long? You had an ex-employee send a tweet out, not even DM, tweet on an open line a picture of his asshole
Yeah.
to a former employee. That
Actually, I thought he had another book out with them. Did he? Did they?
Yeah. And guess what?
They,
and he put out a book with your company after he did that.
That's why I was sitting there going.
And any company on earth, like I said, comics is the weirdest thing. But anywhere else, you'd be fucking gone and unhireable. You'd be nuclear. You'd be radioactive. No, he doesn't even fucking lose his job. Oh, I sent out a picture of my asshole on a tweet openly, not even fucking, and I added a former employee here who sold more books than I ever will in my entire fucking life. And and what did Dan Didio do?
He didn't do anything, and he didn't. I was a little surprised by that.
He didn't do shit.
But what
did these people do? Gail Simone is calling fucking everybody a not 50% of your fan base. You have half your fucking staff calling them a Nazi every day for fucking 3 years. What was it do? Whose head rolled? No one. She
went nuts the other day. Gail went nuts the other day. I didn't understand. I was like, okay.
Yeah, because she got somebody dropped the fucking. She found out fucking DC is about to fucking die, so she's freaking out. So and she's part of why DC. She's a huge reason why DC is dying and Dan Didio is a huge reason as to why DC is dying because he didn't have the balls to be like Robbie Rodriguez, get the fuck out, pack up now, you're gone. Are you out of your fucking mind? Gail, goodbye, you're out. Who fuck like? No, we don't need a nice. I'm sure Dan Didio is a fucking really nice guy, but. You don't need a nice guy to be the fuck. You need fucking. You want to be the publisher? Be fucking J. Jonah Jameson. Be an asshole. They need an asshole to keep people in fucking line. And it was everybody's pal. He was a fucking doormat, and he was in charge while that company got fucking decimated. While Vertigo comes in, Andy Corey still works at DC. How do you fucking destroy Vertigo and still keep your job? This guy didn't even. What do you have to do to get fired? I guess Eddie Bergans, you have to rape somebody, apparently.
Oh God.
I guess that's it, or be accused of it.
Well, I'm just saying that's some weird behavior.
What's that?
There's some weird behavior from a lot of these comic book people, and it just feels strange.
At what point, what business would allow what that guy allowed? What boss, what CEO, what would allow that shit to go on? To have a guy fucking destroy Vertigo, destroy a huge property like that, and then he's still employed with DC. To allow a fucking guy send out pictures of his asshole to another employee, and then be like, here's another project for no one. This guy was a doormat, and he's a huge reason as to why DC is falling apart. Nice guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy. And I know people who are friends with him and fine, but be a nice guy somewhere else. Stay the fuck out of comics.
There you go. Do you believe, because I've been hearing this, that Comicsgate is dead, and it looks to me like it's growing and there's new people coming in all the time, new creators. And I think, I like the way this community gets behind each other and we promote each other's books and do all this, and that's the only way I know how to get it, man. So I don't. Maybe you see it different. I don't know. What are your thoughts on stuff like that? Because I think we're growing.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Am I okay? That's what
I got you.
Sharing anything I shouldn't be sharing.
Yeah.
Let's see what the Antonio Bryce factor is for. Let's see. I'm just fucking with him.
Probably not much.
I got 4 returns. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I think obviously I think it's growing. I didn't understand Mike. A lot of these guys convince themselves like this is a sinking ship. It's tough, and these are the guys whose second campaign did better than their first. Everything is growth. What has gone down? I'm fucking nobody. I'm a fucking asshole from YouTube. Joking around and $133,000 from. Fans are loyal. The fan base here is loyal. They're like, no, we want to give you a shot. We want you to do well. That's what this means. They're like, we want to give you a shot. We want you to succeed. And I don't want to let people down. It's going to be a good book. I'm going to do my best. So
I really like Denal's art on that. Actually, I thought it's like he's. I've seen several. He seems like he has multiple styles.
And, yeah, if you take a look at his Vestige stuff with a war campaign, I mean that's like crazy detailed and crazy. If you look at the buildings and the architecture and then he does this and it's just like a totally different style, but it totally suits him. Like he's versatile. So he's a great artist. He's pissed at me because I haven't sent him over pages in a while.
Well, Kanan has too many pages from me, but matter of fact, I'm thinking about showing the new page that he gave me.
I had nothing to do Friday, Saturday, and today, and I just was like fevering in bed for 2 days. I was supposed to just tighten everything up and send it over to him today, and now it's going to be like Tuesday, so he's going to be like, "Where the fuck are you?"
Are you writing a full script?
The whole I have 3 books outlined. I just have to do the page breakdowns, and I keep changing that. Because I keep coming up with different ideas. I've actually deleted a whole bunch of stuff like an idiot because I was like,
the reason I'm asking because I do like a Marvel method, but it's like Marvel method, but it's like way more detailed than a Marvel script would be. It's like it has the basic punches in there, but it's like Kanan's actually told me like when he reads the scripts that he enjoys it because not only am I telling him what the scene should be, I'm kind of telling him my thought process when I'm writing it. It's like, okay, well, Dawn's going to be doing this, and this is why this happens, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm letting him know, and then he can, it's strange to me. He'll hit me up on Messenger or something. He'll be like, hey, man, I had a good idea, and I want to try this, but it's not in your script. And I was like, dude, we're working together, unless it is going to fuck up the story, do that shit, man. Let's Yeah, now that's one thing I love Kanan. Even though he gets on my nerves all the damn time, I can't believe I'm gonna have to live with this motherfucker for a whole week. He's got his second youngest daughter and his son both have birthdays coming up. So, and he's I think his son is on the 5th of March, and then after that, hopping on the plane, coming here. Man, my whole living room is filled with. I can barely move in there, man. I got the T-shirts and all this stuff is coming in now, man. I'm getting ready to ship these books out, which I'm looking forward to because I'm really excited on the new book, and I think
I can't wait to see it, man. I got the PDF of the other one, man. It looks great.
Yeah, I was. But now that we don't got to introduce a lot of these people, we can just go right into some shit. So it's like cool. And I'm really excited, and we're gonna do, I know he's gonna work with Ethan after that on Fearsome, so we'll see that.
That's gonna be cool too.
And then I got like 2 or 3 books I'm working on besides because I'm doing a book with Mike Barron. It's gonna be a brand story. Yeah, it's a book called Children of Man. It's gonna have Gaiman and Dark Santana from Brand in it, so it's gonna be a real cool story. And I mean, Mike is like a beast. He's like, send me this, send me more information, and he'll call me or something. He's like, it really works out. And then I've got a book. It's gonna be like a Scooby-Doo parody, and we'll be working with Joseph King from Slaughter Squad on that one. It's called The Boogie Book, and it's gonna be like a Scooby-Doo Johnny Quest type parody. Yeah, with
good for that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's we've got crazy ideas for the book, and I think like I said, just want to have different ideas and
Penn is in the chat. He said Cash Grab made me gay, thank God.
Oh man, well, get it, man. Live your truth, as they say. Let me see. Trencher for I don't know what currency that is, but it looks like a generous super chat. So thank you. The reason CG exists is it's like $10 over. So it's like I don't know. I've never been outside of. I've been to
Norway. A Norway kroner.
Have you been to Norway?
No.
I was like, has Smuggler's been to Norway? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's nice. On the North Pole.
yeah.
I know Santa. I call him Chris. I know the Kringles.
Oh man, yeah. Netflix deal. All right, now. The reason CG exists is that we comic fans are hungry for good comics. We are still here. Give us action and adventure. Give us brand and give us cyber fraud. We want humor. We want cash grab. I definitely want cash grab. Cash grab's lit. And thank you. So, yeah, man. Thank you for the chat.
It's making me feel bad. I guess I have to actually do this shit.
Hey, man. Scheming and scamming, man. That's how we get on to get along, man.
Schemers and scams.
Oh man, well Cecil, I this has been fun. I have enjoyed having you on, and
I am going to have you on as a guest. You're going to launch on. I would do it Thursday. Give people a little warm up. That way they get the paycheck on Friday.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Give them a day. You know.
All right. Well, let's see, because like I said, I'm working out everything. I've got the little secret links to give people discounts. Hold up, let me see another super chat. Let me see. Hey Cecil, from Mr. Cobblestone for $5. Hey Cecil, do you know that Camel Moon has an Indiegogo for their Comicscape Space Ghost parody? It's going to have 12 episodes. I saw Ethan tweeting that out. If any of the mods, drop that in the chat, because yeah, that looked kind of funny. I saw some of the little videos on YouTube. That's
another one I'm backing today too. Did you watch the latest one? I'm
not sure. I've the one I saw, you were going to get ice or something.
I'm always getting ice. There's one. I'll pull it up. You want to watch?
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do it. Sure, right. It'll be funny.
We'll end on this note. Let's see.
Well, yeah, Camel Moon, yeah, and if Camel Moon is listening, if you would like to, we can set something up. I'd love to have you on. You're welcome here, sir. Let me do the full screen thingy.
Hold on. Am I sharing?
Yeah, I see it. Boom, you're full screen now.
All right, let me start over and put the sound on. That'll help.
I'm going to get Kentucky Fried Chicken now.
How are you guys feeling? You guys up for it? Should I get ice for another drink, or are you guys?
I don't know.
So go get your chicken, and we'll be back on air after that.
Are you going to get ice? Are you drinking?
All right, I'm going to get ice. It looks like we're staying on.
Let me come up with stuff to talk about. You know, Bitcoin's doing pretty good right now. It's like a get-rich scam for dumb people who think they're smart.
This is the greatest thing ever. I'm like, I've been saying that.
Yeah, not everything's about you.
What I do?
You got me drunk.
Are you giving up on the video, Ethan?
No, I'm sorry. I'm drunk. I meant to press play, and I missed the... Hold on a second. Let me get back to her. All right, here we go. Hey, Zach, how you doing?
Pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I like how you changed it to just Zach. I like your screen name there. That's cool.
Okay, so tell me if I'm wrong or not.
Now it's getting intellectual.
Jewish women are the most beautiful women in the world.
Sounds like Zach's got a new girlfriend.
If you ever see a picture of Joan Rivers when she's like 24, you will be shocked.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm going to put it up because Zach does so, but...
I'm not saying young like 36. I'm like, there's some picture of her. She's like 20.
Zach, what are you doing? Why don't you apologize, Zach?
No, that's like late 30s, something like that.
No, it isn't. It's 1966. This is a 24, 25-year-old.
That's not a good picture.
No, it isn't. You'll find that there aren't too many good pictures. I like Italian women. I really do.
I wish Zach was here to do some Hamilton.
That's how you really feel, Cecil?
Not really, no. When you come to New York, we're going to see Hamilton. How many times have I said that to you? 100 times.
No one wants to see that except you, Cecil.
No, you're both coming to Hamilton. We're all going to come at the same time.
You just said you were Hamilton curious. I will not see Hamilton.
And how do you spell Nazi, by the way?
If you think you can mess with me, you be illin'.
He did a rap of history.
He did your standard musical, but he made it rap. What a fucking genius. I like to party with my peeps, cruising free. I am Rick Carmani on these crazy streets, straight hustler. I pull a scam in a minute, so low to the flow, pick a pocket on a midget. This guy has no limits. Slick shyster, the pest meister.
Yeah, whatever. I'll fucking challenge you to a breakdance contest, whatever.
Listen, I studied under Bugaloo Shrimp, so I will get funky fresh. I will pop it, drop it, and lock it on the dance floor.
I give to others when others give to me, and then I push towards others what I have done, and then I say thank you for what I have done. What? A stripper from Flash Dancers in New York City bought this for me because she thought she was my girlfriend, and it was Christmas.
What an incredible human being you are.
I'm used to being looked at. I have a beautiful body.
You are just an amazing human being.
Because I'm always the guy who fingers people. I always look for the guy who falls asleep. My pleasure. I'm just all about fingering chicks. You're about getting up to the face. The thing is, money's no object. You guys are paying for it. Yeah, what's the other chick who was the Vulcan?
Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie Alley is a chick worth fingering. Twice.
I agree.
When you're fingering that, it's not fingering. It's your whole hand is gonna. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna be able to stop at your finger. And I hate to sound misogynistic, but I'm just saying it's gonna go like this: elbow.
You just put it in.
Let me hit. I'm trying to fuck.
Oh man, hilarious. Salute to Camel Moon. That was great.
Camel Moon. Everybody sub Camel Moon on YouTube, and he's doing a DVD of 12 episodes of this. I think he wants like
affordably priced.
Yeah, like $25 or $30. Let's be like, they're fucking funny, man. He's got it.
Well, all right, Cecil. Tell folks. Obviously, you got the YouTube. You got social media. Tell folks how they can reach out to you and all that if they don't know already.
You could go on to Twitter. My handle is @DickandComics, comics with an X, or just put Cecil Says. It'll come up. That's the name of me on Twitter. My YouTube channel is called Cecil Says. But more importantly, check out my Indiegogo for Cash Grab. It's available now. Just type Cash Grab into Indiegogo. Yep. Give me your money, and you may or may not get something at some point.
Well, I gave you my money. I gave you my money, and I am looking forward to not receiving anything. I'm very proud to have. Remember when you did the first trailer, and matter of fact, I saw the extended trailer that you added. I don't know how many parts you're going to do to this, but that's
Scotty Richards Studio, by the way, and this is all him. I gave him no coaching on those things. Please go over to my channel. I'm not even going to click it because I know we're going to end it right now. Go over, even if you don't want to. Back it, which is ridiculous. What's wrong with you? But even if you don't, go over there to click this video. The video is very funny. And sub Scotty Richards Studio, sub Camel Moon. Scotty Richards Studio did all this animation. Just a really good guy. Old friend of Kelsey Shannon. Did not even know that until recently. But yeah, good guy and really funny animation. We're going to do some stuff together.
All right. Well, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing that because I was like, man, it's always great stuff. It's real funny. Cecil, thank you so much for doing this. I know your time is limited, sir, and I appreciate you sharing some of it with me here today.
Absolutely. Anytime, and I want to have you on once you launch your campaign.
That would be greatly appreciated, sir. As always, guys, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right here on this YouTube, all of the Card Press. Check it out. We'll be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm bringing back John Celestri, you know him, Dragon's Lair, and Turbo Team, Brave Star, He-Man, all the stuff that he worked on over his like 40-year. Oh yeah, the Star Wars Christmas special, the Boba Fett stuff. So he'll be back with our returning champion Joseph King from Slaughter Squad. And Joseph, he worked on Rick and Morty. He worked on Animals on HBO and a bunch of other shows. So I want to have two animators. Kind of talking about the craft and what all they go into creating. So 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Be there, be square. Thank you, guys. We're out.
Thank you all. Finally, I can take this mask off.
Yeah.